Welcome! This episode, following on from the last one about how I created a dry garden, is all about the winners and the losers of the first year. The plants which fared fantastically well despite 4 months of no rain and really high temperatures, and the ones that really didn't fare well and the ones that hit the graveyard. For context, we have to leave every 3 months because of the Brexit regulations, and that meant that we were away out of the country for the crucial first summer of our dry garden. The plants were put in the ground last November, so November 2022. And according to Olivier Filippi, for their first summer, even though they're drought-tolerant plants, you're supposed to sink 20 litres of water into each plant's watering basin every 3 weeks through the summer if it doesn't rain. So not only was I not here to do that, but unusually the dry spell stretched for 4 months, so between mid-June and mid-October in southern Italy, and the temperatures were hovering between 35 and 45 degrees. So for the plants put in the ground in November, it was brutal. And when we got back in middle of September, so after 3 months of absolutely no rain, no watering whatsoever, I was very heart in mouth because I honestly didn't know whether anything had survived or not. And this is what greeted us when we arrived. Here's some pictures for you.
Oh dear. Oh. Oh dear, oh dear. Lime tree's dead. Altogether, having done a count on what's done okay, what hasn't done okay in the garden, not just in the inner garden here, but also the zone 2 and zone 1 out the front, we've got 28 dead, definitely dead. And my coding system otherwise is that something that I just got alive means that it looked like it barely survived. So, you know, it was okay. It done all right. 43 that looked like that. There were 57 that looked like they were alive, but I have a question mark next to them. And that is, the reason for that is because I'm not sure if they would have survived for much longer without water. So these little gems down here, for example, they all look very sorry for themselves. They're out of 57 that look like that. There's 26 which are alive plus, and 1 plus is they looked good but not brilliant, and so there were 26 like that around the garden and at the front and the side around the parking area. And then we've got 8 unsure, 9 which are mixed. So some of them survive of the same type. One of 2 might have survived, and the other one died. And I don't know why that is. I usually planted them next to each other, but that was the case in 9 of them. And then I've got 11 pluses, double pluses, which are the absolute winners, which I'll list here for you. This is one of 2 Rosa Banksia luteas, which is waiting for a fence to go up. But look at it, it's gone mad over the summer when so many other things were suffering. This thing, there's one of 2 of them, the other one's further down in the garden. They're just everywhere, just waiting for that fence. Leucophyllum langmanni, which burst into flowers after the first rains, did so well that I've bought another 2 because I know that they will survive the summers here without water. There were 20 that looked dead but came alive and surprised us all. So this it's basically a snapdragon there. That looked so sad when I came back in September, and it's bounced back beautifully. So there's quite a few that actually didn't look as if they had survived, but much to our amazement, then did come back. And some of those are listed here. This is an Aloysia variegata in zone 1, a big shrub, and this is one of 57 plants that I had a tick with a question mark, because when we arrived in September it really didn't look as if it was alive at all, and since then it's flowered and it's grown and it's got leaves on it. So sometimes they play dead and they're not dead. Interestingly, this is where I planted the 2 Sedum palmaris that I got last year. Beautiful plant, covered in orange, beautiful orangey yellow flowers this time last year. It did not cope well with the drought. You can see a little bit of new growth, but not a lot. It almost looks scorched in the middle. However, a bit that fell off, I stuck straight in the ground last year, and it's doing fine, thank you very much. And apparently that's most likely because the soil that one went straight into is what it's growing in now, whereas these came in composted, potted soil when I bought them. So that may have something to do with their survival or lack of it. Altogether, 28 plants bit the dust following the 3-4 months of no rain. And here's some of them, mainly from zone 1, the shrubs that are on their way to being shredded and put as mulch. If you've enjoyed this episode about the winners and losers in our dry garden of the summer of 2023, their first summer, then we'd love it if you subscribed and joined us on our journey here, because there's so much more to do and tell you about. Also, any comments and feedback, we love that. And give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching it. Hope you enjoyed it.